What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trust the Profits and Nested Nation. This is Doubling Down with Colin Sheehan. I'm your host, Colin, and Vinny Blonde. Vinny, we had a sub for you last week, and I am very tempted to kick you off the show because Riders Up Tim came in, and we'll show you what Riders Up Tim ticket was. Look at this. He puts together a $9 ticket that pays out $53.98. At least I could say I was with him on troubleshooting. Troubleshooting that day was our Equibase RaceLens angle of the day. So stay tuned. Pay attention to the right side because we have RaceLens angle of the day every show. And it's hit a couple times now. And I think I have another nice one for the folks at home. So, Vinny, you got your work cut out for you to hang with Tim.
Yeah, that was I was basically went on vacation and I got replaced. So it happens. It happens. I mean, great hit. I hope people tailed Tim. It's a good double on for a 53 to 1 on a double. Like, that's excellent. So can't be mad that happened.
That's it. You just it's what have you done for me lately, though? And so now you're back in the hot seat to try and keep us going. And everybody out there can play along. Scan that QR code. Although Tim hit, Turtle Sports also hit. A longtime follower of the show, TS Finke on X, and Turtle Sports, they also nailed it. I think for $1 cheaper. So I think that they are in first place, if I recall correctly, or maybe they had the same bet. But we're going to give away three. I decided three gifts this week, this month, Vinny, in our contest for September. We'll give away to the top three finishers in our app a doubling down hat. I'll send it to the top three. So that way, even though Tim and Turtle Sports have a big lead right now, we want to give everybody a shot. So that third place spot is still up for grabs. Scan that QR code, jump in, enter your daily double. It's free to play along with us. We love seeing how people do. Me and Vinny Tim was texting me right away. Did anybody win with me? And I went right to the app and checked and saw Turtle Sports did too. So please jump in. And Vinny, this is another big week because it is our first week for the Kentucky Derby points for next year. The Iroquois Stakes at Churchill, it's only 10 points to the winner, but it kind of already snaps your brain from Saratoga and summer's over. And okay, here we go. It's time to start looking at some horses on the Derby trail.
Yeah, I think it's a little crazy that this is a points race. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know. I'd have to look to see who won the Iroquois last year, and if
Burnham
they're
Square.
still.
I think it was Burnham Square.
Burnham Square, was it Burnham Square?
I think
won the
so.
Iroquois last year.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at past winners of the Iroquois to see like who really has done what on the Derby trail after winning the Iroquois. But I feel like it's been a little bit since we've seen somebody like a star.
Jonathan's Way. Sorry, it was Jonathan's Way. I don't know why I had Burnham Square in my head.
He didn't even. Yeah, and then he didn't make the Jonathan's Way. Didn't I don't believe made the Derby gate. He was on the trail, but I don't think he made the gate, and he recently retired.
Owen Almighty was second.
Yeah, Owen was okay. He ran a good fifth in the Derby, so that was okay.
And West Saratoga a few years ago was a horse I had in this race. I do well in this race. I feel like this is a great race to fade these favorites.
It's a very good 2-year-old race. I just as a Derby prep, I just think I think it's far too early. I think it's great that it's over the Churchill track. I just think it's far too early to be giving out Derby points when half of these horses haven't even most of them are still very, very young 2-year-olds, especially the May foals. So
it's only 10 points.
It's only 10 points. It can, one of these years that like a couple of points here and there is really gonna make or break some horses getting in that deserve to get in my opinion. So we'll see. It's still a fun race. Just
It just gets your mind changed to start thinking towards what period of time we're about to go into, and they're few and far between right now, but suddenly before you know it, we'll be turning the calendar and it'll be upon us, and that's how fast it happens.
Yep, exactly.
So let's get into this week's daily double. We are going to head to Churchill Downs as we mentioned and look at race 7 and race 8 for Saturday, September 13th. Can't believe we're already in September. Field of 6 to kick us off in race 7. This is not the race for the Derby points. This is for fillies and mares. It's a grade 2 for 3-year-olds and up, going a mile and the 16th on the dirt. Class rating of a 108 with a purse of 400,000. Your win probability goes to number 3, 36% Royal Spa, your 8 to 5 morning line favorite. Vinny is going to pass on Royal Spa, and I'll be blunt that I'm going to single Royal Spa. So we'll have a nice little conversation and discussion here. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the next two logicals here. I'm gonna use the 2 Alpine Princess and the 6 Our Pretty Woman here. And yeah, I mean, you very easily Royal Spa could win this. She has lost her last 2. She has run very well at Churchill though. This was one of those like, well, I kind of like short prices in the next leg, so I wanted to play. I wanted to play something that maybe can make a little bit. She's definitely the logical one to beat. I'm just hoping that she runs one of the races where she just kind of runs flat. I don't really know how far she wants to go. I think that's kind of the other hope is that like maybe she wants a mile, like around a mile, and
Yeah.
at this mile and the 16th and short, like a mile and a 16th and longer, maybe she's not exactly the best version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I expect her to be a short price. I just thought she was one of those horses that if somebody else runs their best race and she doesn't run her best race, they could win. Especially like Alpine Princess has a couple races in her past that could easily win. I mean, they're not the 109 there. Like that 109, if she runs that race, she wins. Even the 104 is probably borderline winning here. But, the 100, I think there's a couple horses in here who could run a 101, 102 based on these speed figures. And I think that's doable, and I think that would get her beat. So that was kind of my logic for going against her.
Yeah, and before you talk about your horses, I'll just jump in while we're talking about Royal Spa to give my reasonings, which is basically what you just said. Not only is it these 3 triple 100s in a row, you can go back 5, and there's a 101 on there as well. And look at this, grade 3 win, second in a grade 2, fourth in the Clement Hirsch, and that is actually the reason in that grade 1 that concerns me here. The reason I wrote down as a concern is you've kind of maybe catched on my theme lately is these horses traveling. I'm just not crazy about. They haven't really performed at low prices when they're crossing the country or going from the UK over to California, as we had in a few, and then going from UK to, I'm kind of putting a lot more stock in how horses are performing off of those long travels. This horse certainly had some success and has had success at different tracks, so it's not like the travel is such a problem. But that was the first time the horse crossed the country. It was August 2nd. The workouts on the paper are good enough for me to feel okay with this single. It's come back and has been running at Keeneland pretty consistently. There's not really any breaks in those workouts, and they are 4 furlongs inconsistent. So, if you've listened on my show recently, that's kind of the angle I've played against is how much does the horse travel take out of it? And in that race, the horse was Royal Spa was on the front end that day, and they went quick. I mean, 22, 46, 110, and this horse was second and a length and a half behind in that hot pace, which is probably why the horse weakened. But I'm also concerned maybe with the travel and the effort in that race. Am I getting onto a horse that maybe in other places I might play against? But Vinny, to what you said, I mean, you probably picked the 2 logicals that I had written down, but I just couldn't get there when I only have a 6-horse field and I'm doing a double. And I wanted to use some long shots in the next leg, and I wanted to keep my ticket low. So I'll single Royal Spa. You, I know, have talked about Alpine Princess, which was a horse who absolutely kind of made sense for me. And Irad and Brad Cox are aboard. What do you like about Alpine Princess?
Yeah, I mean, she won 2 back, being very close to the lead. Yes, she's lost. She did lose to Royal Spa 3 back. That last race, she went off the favorite, but her stablemate won. So I'm kind of like, like those races, I kind of am just like, that's what happens. Sometimes the stablemates get the best, but she's got races here that like I think make her competitive enough, and I don't necessarily think she wants to be on the front end. I think she can rate, and I think there'll be a little bit of a pace here. Also the jockey upgrade, from at least two back. I like Tyler's hot in Kentucky, so kind of hard to argue that. But I like Irad getting aboard. And I like the stretch out a little bit. The last race was at a mile, a little bit of a stretch out to a mile in the 16th. I just thought this horse I just thought she fit as an alternative. Obviously, if she doesn't run either that rate, this two back or three back, she doesn't really have a race that competes. But those two races tell me that she is capable. So I'll take second or third money on her, as Royal Spa is going to be the favorite. So I just thought she was illogical, and in these stakes races, having Irad is never a bad thing.
Absolutely, and then you're also going to use our Pretty Woman.
Yeah, she had a lot of hype early on in her career, and then she kind of tailed off. Her last race was actually a second to Alpine Princess, and I really like the outside post today for her. I mean, I don't know how good she is, but her last race there back in July was a huge step up numbers wise compared to what she had been running basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this barn is one of those Asmussen's one of those barns that like we can see these a couple big numbers string together. Like if she runs a 106 here, she is totally in the picture.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my logic, is that I think with the outside post, she's going to stay out of trouble. She's going to be kind of close enough to the lead. I think the mile and the 16th is right in her wheelhouse, with how she's run before. I just thought she's going to get a very, very good trip here, and like could be the horse that just trips out overall, which is why I included her.
All right, can't argue you there. Vinny, using the two logicals that I had, I felt like between those three horses that we have, we're going to get through this first leg. We're just not both going to get through it.
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things where like if I want, you could play like a heavy, do a 1x2 double and play it for a lot, or like I'm gonna swing for a little bit of a price here, because I do think that the price on Royal Spa is gonna be like, she's probably gonna go off sub even money, like 4 to 5, probably, maybe even lower in a 6-horse field. So that was kind of my logic for going against her a little bit, but won't be shocked when she blows up my ticket.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick time out here on Nested Nation, but first, you could support the show. Swing on over, scan the QR code, go to doublingdown.printful.me to pick up your latest Doubling Down hats and shirts and gears. And as we said, for the September contest, we are going to give away 3 to the top 3 players. Hang out right here on Trust the Profits on YouTube for the Iroquois Stakes preview. All right, Vinny, we jump into our second leg for Saturday, September 13th. This is the leg, I think, that helps us maybe get some value and get some prices here. I think you could go in a lot of different places. As we mentioned, this race will award 10 points to the winner for the Kentucky Derby of 2026, 5 points to second place. Field of 10. I have a couple of horses who I was really interested in. This is a one-turn route, which I think is intriguing. They're going a mile, but it's only one turn at Churchill Downs. It is for 2-year-olds. Who's on top for you, Vinny?
On top for me is Spice Runner for the Asmussen barn, Windchill homebred. I think this horse is just one of those horses that, like, yes, she came in second last time by a good amount. I think it was like 6 to the favorite in here. It was only 2. She came in second. It was going 7. Her pedigree though says she should continue to get better as they go a little bit longer. I don't know exactly. Like, I don't think she's gonna want over a mile and an eighth. But I think between a mile and like a 16th is probably what this horse wants. So encouraging there. Jose gets the mount back from Keith. No offense to Keith, but he's not Jose. So I definitely trust Jose more. I just think this horse is going to take another step forward today. for Winchill, and these, Winchill is one of those very good, just very good ownership groups that when they get good horses and they send them to stakes races, they usually run very well.
Completely agree. I'm going to have this horse on my ticket as well because of what you just mentioned with the distance. This horse is sired by Gunrunner. I think absolutely stretching out to the mile in that last race. I like to see that little progression. Look at the distance progressions for this horse who starts off 5 furlongs at Churchill Downs, moves to 6 furlongs, moves to 7 furlongs. And when you look at the speed figures, 88, 62, 88. So what happened in that 62? That was in the stakes at Churchill finishing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I went with the pace, and just like that wasn't not what the horse wanted to do, and that's I kind of chalked that up. Broke sharp, but you look at the fractions in that race, they went 21, they went 21 and 3, 44. Like the horse was absolutely spent. And yes, if you're gonna be a good stakes runner, you got to be able to do that. Young horse, second start, the bounce back race I thought was very nice. So I'm expecting this horse to be decent in here.
The exact reasons you like Spice Runner are kind of the exact reasons I'm going to play against the favorite. The favorite is the number 7 Comport. Look at the sire on top, Collected. Let's use some of those Equibase speed figures. Collected 2-year-olds. Route, 12%. 4 of those wins are on the synthetic. So when you're looking at 2 horses, these are the perfect types of races where I love to play against these 6-5 favorites. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If this horse is as good as he's going to be, and maybe jump on the Kentucky Derby trail. But as you said, this isn't the race where the Kentucky Derby race runners are coming from. So it's a perfect opportunity to look at a horse like this, who, yes, has that same progression, 5.5, 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs, same progression with the speed figures, 77, 84, 92. But for me, Vinny, looking at that pedigree, this is where people might say, oh, this horse is absolutely going to love the mile. And for me, I'm just not going to like the horse sired by Collected. I'll take that Gunrunner all day. To me, it's a perfect play against.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that they scratched this horse out of the Saratoga Special for a softer spot.
Good point.
That was kind of a. I was gonna play against the horse that day. I'm gonna play against this horse today. The one turn might get us here, because it still is a one turn.
Mm-hmm.
But I will be shocked if this horse is a player on the Derby Trail next year. I think this one turn mile is probably what this horse is going to cap out doing. So I'm 100% agreeing with you. At a short price, I think you have to play against this horse. You either play against or you single, and I'm in the same boat. I'm going against.
Let's jump into my on-top pick. That's number 4, So Special. We can use some Equibase RaceLens figures here to help me. Oh, I like it. I like a little.
We landed on the same. We landed on the same.
Oh, that was a good oh boy. I thought that was like a oh boy. Let me
no,
I
didn't think you were gonna also use the McPeak horse.
So right on the right side, we talked about RaceLens angle of the day for troubleshooting. Let's use it for So Special. Kenny McPeak going turf to dirt with 2-year-olds only, 25% in the money, 52% of the time, positive ROI of 27%. I love the fact that they kind of tried this horse out on the turf. But Vinny, what I also loved is we're talking about with the distances. Well, horse ran a mile on the 16th, and horse started on the turf at a mile. And not only did those distances, had some success at that as well. So when you see a trainer like Kenny McPeak moving a horse turf to dirt where he's had success and is a horse that's run that distance, to me that's a perfect nice little spot, especially for him at 10-1. He brings Brian Hernandez aboard. We know how that connections usually work. And then let's take a look at the sire here, Vacoma. With Vacoma on top, dirt routes, 2-year-olds, only 4 wins, but only 25 starts, 16% win percentage. But look at that ROI, a healthy 77%. These are the types of horses that Vacoma may get nice running first time on the dirt. So special for me. Horse that was also forwardly placed in those 2 runnings on the turf. I just really like this move here. There's a little bit of hidden positives in the PPs that people might overlook, and you're getting them at 10-1. So special for me on top. Did I say any? Do you have anything else of why you like this horse?
Yeah. The other thing I like about this horse is when you see trainers doing this early, like this turf to dirt early, but the turf races were routes. Like, usually it's because they know the horse wants to go longer, but they
Mm,
don't card 2-year-old dirt races that early, like in the summer, like at like places like Saratoga.
mm-hmm.
Saratoga, the 2-year-old dirt caps out at 7. So like McPeak in July debuted him at a mile on the turf because they do that. So like you'll see horses debut going, like you'll see dirt horses debuting on the turf early on in their career because they're 2-turn races or because they're farther distances. So like yeah, I absolutely love this move. That was why that was the reason why this horse is on my ticket as well. I think this horse fits perfectly. Hoping for an improvement, like form wise, but based on the pedigree, I think this is a dirt horse anyway. So I think we're going to see a nice little jump in the numbers here.
So we both agree on the 4. We have one more horse each that we like. I'll jump in with nothing personal. RaceLens angle I love here. Look at stud fee. When the stud fee is 25,000 and the sales price is more than 250,000, this is a really positive angle that jumps out to me. 7.4 on success is very confident, and you're also getting violence. So you're still digging in on what the sires are in these 2-year-old races, even though we're entering the fall. I think that sire's second start, first route is a healthy 19% with a positive ROI. This horse debuted at Colonial going 7 furlongs, which we've talked about that being that funky distance. I'm okay with horses going 7 furlongs to a mile, especially when you see the horse drew off and won by 8 3/4 lengths. It was a field of 9, so I don't know the talent that was in there, but it's not like the horse won by 8 lengths in a 4-horse race. So I
Yeah,
think that
and
there's
the second
something
place,
there. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, second place runner came back to win. So I don't know what
Exactly.
they won, but they won.
Yeah,
So,
Antrax.
yeah, yep.
Uh, let's see what Antrax won. We can check real quick. Antrax is sired by Authentic and came back and won actually 6 furlongs at Colonial. Then they moved that horse to the turf.
Or
Um,
run fourth, but yeah, they came back and
ran
came
a
back and broke its
78.
maiden.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it improved. Horse improved. So yeah, that's always a good sign that the horse did improve off the maiden race. So
and we'll take that 8
yeah,
to
it
1
makes
morning
sense.
line as well.
Yep,
And
makes sense. I
Jamie
can't argue.
Rodriguez and Greg Compton, healthy together, only 10 starts, 50% win percentage there too. So you're seeing a lot of green on the paper for a horse at 8 to 1 with a really high, uh, a low stud fee, high sales, 270K. We'll take a shot on the 1. I'm going to go 145. Vinny, you're going to use one more, and that is the number 3.
Yep, I'm gonna use the other McPeak here. No, no more sense. Horse is running like the horse debuted in a stakes race and won. It came back, did not run fantastic in the next start. Gets a jockey upgrade though to Irad today,
Hmm.
and one of those situations where I like one McPeak, and this McPeak kind of seems like it's not the McPeak that Brian Hernandez is on, but then it gets Irad. It was just kind of interesting to me that this horse is only running debuted in a stakes race and then won, came back, lost as the favorite, but clearly like something seems to be okay with this horse that they are running him now here in the Iroquois. Because usually I feel like third by 17 in a 4-horse field, uh, not even a month ago, and now you're wheeling him back in what should be a tougher spot. But just one of those weird ones that like if that horse had won, like yes, it was at Thistle Downs, but that horse had won, the horse is probably not 12 to 1 on the morning line. So
I'm gonna
that's
I'm
where
gonna
I
sh-
landed.
I'm gonna show you my PPs because that's literally the note that I wrote down. McPeak Irad is interesting.
And,
So you nailed
yep.
exactly what my note
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, and like golden sense, not at a mile. Sure, I'm okay with golden sense at a mile. Dams by cross traffic again, another sire not fantastic, but at the at what is a still a 1 turn race, fine with that. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that even though like the stakes debut was at Belterra, horse still won a stakes on debut, not a great one, but it still adds intrigue. So I thought at a big price, I'm already against the favorite in the first leg. If I'm right in both legs and this horse gets home, it's maybe I hit that 50 to 1 double this week. and I get my job back from Tim.
Exactly. That's exactly why I wrote down I wasn't crazy about the horse, was where the horse had won, and the class numbers are quite low. And also,
Oh yeah,
you're hoping for a step up, going from the victory was at
yeah,
5.5 furlongs. That to me is a little bit too many variables. The IRAD McPeak is absolutely interesting, but hold on, let me share the screen real quick before we get out of here. The first thing I looked at was how was McPeak and IRAD together, and I had no starts on my
yeah.
statistics
Weird.
there. So
And one of those ones that like maybe maybe he scratches him, but like I just thought it was too the horse. I just thought had too many like weird like interesting facts about it that like at a huge price. Like I was like, yeah, like I'll roll the dice here. If this horse was like 4-1 or something, I'd be like absolutely not. But seeing as I should get double digits on a horse that Irad's riding in a stakes race, I feel okay about it.
there's our tickets for Saturday, September 13th. Churchill Downs, race 7 and 8. Race 9, I'm going to go 3 with the 1-4-5-8, cost you 4. Vinny's going to go 2-6 with the 3-4-5. Be sure to swing on over and jump into our app so you can play along with us and you can catch up and win some great prizes. Until next time, I'm Colin. He's Vinny. Good luck, everybody.